Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the False Prophet channel. This is Brother Jacob, and this is the False Prophet channel, where we get Islam exposed and the false prophet of Islam, Muhammad, exposed on a regular basis. What we have lined up for you today is another expose of Shabir Ali. Once again, he appeared on the Kenny Bomer platform, and once again, he opened up his mouth too much, and the rat boy, Shabir Ali, he rats out his prophet once again. Okay, so Kenny Bomer invited Shabir Ali for the second time on his platform because the Muslims are in a dilemma trying to clear up the statements that Yazir Qadri, excuse me, on the pronunciation. But he made some very damning comments about that there are holes in the narrative that the Quran has been perfectly preserved. So Kenny, just like the rest of the Muslims in the Islamic community, they are now trying to play cleanup. You know how your city has like the sanitation department? So now you have a lot of these Muslims trying to clean up the mess that Yazir Qadri has made for them. So within this trying to clean up the mess that Yazir left for them, Shabir Ali, he made some statements, and within his statements, he ended up getting Muhammad busted again. And we're going to play you that clip. And he didn't even realize what he was doing, but as soon as he said it, a hadith popped up in my mind. Because in my mind, I have like a mental Rolodex full of different hadiths that can clearly show contradictions within Islam. So it's nothing for me to, be able to get them busted. So without further ado, let's go ahead and play the clip.
You might have a statement that's saying Allah sees what you do. You could have that said in a different way. Whatever you do, Allah sees it. It means the same thing, but the word order is...
Okay, basically, he was speaking about a passage in the Quran, and you can say it different ways, but he's basically saying that it means the same thing, because now Muslims can no longer say that the Quran has been perfectly preserved down to the letter and a single dot. Now they are backing up away from that, and now they are reformulating the claim, and they are saying, well, we may have differences in the translations and the way it's delivered, but it doesn't have a major effect on our belief system. That's their new thing since the cat is out of the bag. And even within that, it's not true, because I can show you different verses in the Quran amongst the different variations of the Quran, which have totally different meanings. But that's not what this video is about. But we're going to rewind it back and play what he said again. Listen clearly.
You might have a statement that's saying Allah sees what you do. You could have that said in a different way. Whatever you do, Allah sees it. It means the same thing, but the word order is it's slightly reversed. So
now you hear what he said. Shabir Ali said it. He said, whatever you do, Allah sees it. Now I want the Muslims to hear this clearly. He said, whatever you do, Allah sees it. We got Shabir Ali on record saying it. Now we're about to show you that Allah does not see everything that you do from the lips of their very prophet. Let's show you. Before you right now, from Sunan Ibn Majah, chapter number 11, the chapters on marriage, hadith number 1923, narrated authority of Abu Hurairah, that the Prophet said, Allah will not look at a man who has intercourse with his wife in her buttocks. Let's read it again. Yeah, I know it's funny. Everything about Islam is funny. Let's read it again. Narrated authority of Abu Hurairah, that the Prophet said, Allah will not look at a man who has intercourse with his wife in her buttocks. That's clear as day, and it clearly proves that Allah does not see everything. Clear as day, it says that Allah does not look at a man who has intercourse with his wife in her buttocks. And we already know what the Muslims are going to say. They're going to say, well, the way Allah sees is not like the way that you see. That matters not. It don't matter how he sees. It doesn't matter if he looks through a magnifying glass. It doesn't matter if he looks through a telescope. When you look at something, looking is associated with sight. You don't hear something and say, look, because looking is not associated with the ears. Looking is associated with sight. Okay? And the word see, S-E-E, is associated with sight. Look, see, sight are synonymous with each other. So they can't use the excuse that he sees differently. That matters not. Because look still deals with sight and seeing. We're not here to argue what kind of eyes Allah got, what kind of hand he has, what type of shin he has. It's associated with sight. And Shabir Ali clearly said that Allah sees everything, and we clearly got him busted, not with my words, but with the words of Muhammad himself. So let's go back to what Shabir Ali said. Let's show you what he said.
Kenny and I today. So whereas
let's play it so we can say boom after he said.
You might have a statement that's saying Allah sees what you do. You could have that said in a different way. Whatever you do, Allah sees it. It means the same thing, but the word order is it's slightly reversed. So you might have reports.
So you heard what he said. Whatever you do, Allah sees it. But no. Let's go back to the hadith. And this is his prophet saying it. So if the Muslim want to argue, they can't argue with me. That means they are arguing with Muhammad. Now, let's read it. Sunan Ibn Majah. Let's read it again. That the prophet said, Allah will not look at a man who has intercourse with his wife in her buttocks. So we don't want to hear the Muslims ever telling us again that Allah sees everything. And if you don't want to be watched by Allah, then you know what you got to do. But I'm not promoting this, but in a funny, jokingly way, if you don't want Allah to look at you, then you know exactly what to do according to this hadith. And that's just a joke. But with that, we're going to end this video. This is a clear, get them busted moment. There's nothing they can say about it. Allah does not look at a man who has intercourse with his wife in her buttocks. Therefore, Allah is not all-seeing. And with that, this is Brother Jacob with another fabulous get them busted moment. And another KO to Shabir, Rat Boy Ali, and another knockout punch to, what's his name? Kenny KFC, Colonel Sanders of the Kentucky Fried Chicken, of the halal coward of Islam, the halal chicken coward of Islam. Let's get it right. Kenny Bomer, this is another KO to the lies that they tell on his platform. And with that, this is Brother Jacob signing out.